A personal glimpse of the hills of Palestine, not without challenges like fellow tourists blocking the entrance to the grotto. A journey into the quiet beauty of Jesus' humble beginnings, where the sacred meets the simple as we cross the border from Jerusalem to Bethlehem. We left our accommodation around 8 a.m. and grabbed some bread and drinks from a store that was open before reaching Jaffa Gate.
Jaffa Gate.
Here's the view as soon as we stepped out of Jaffa Gate. It still felt surreal to be walking along this street, and with everything happening now, we feel even more grateful to have had the opportunity to visit. We will pass by the Jerusalem Walls National Park, which protects the old city's ancient walls and historic sites. It felt like walking through history. A historical display of Jaffa Road, the entry to the city, is located right across from the Jerusalem Walls National Park. A minute walk from the Jerusalem Walls National Park is the new gate. From our accommodation, we walked 14 minutes to reach Hanavine Terminal. There weren't a lot of people walking on the way to the bus terminal. Just a peaceful morning walk. We are now at Moslin Street. Passing by Mishal Hapanim Garden, a small green space just outside the Damascus Gate. It's lined with tall palm trees and sits along the historic walls of the old city, a quiet spot to take a break while exploring. We could already spot the bus terminal from here. We reach Hanavine Terminal at 8:32 a.m. We were going to board bus 234 from Lane B. We will be getting off at the 14th and final stop. The travel time is approximately 16 to 30 minutes. Two cities, two places, two stories. At this moment, there's a mix of emotions running through us. There's excitement about the journey ahead, but also a sense of nervousness and curiosity as we get closer to our destination. After a 20-minute bus ride, we finally reached the last stop, checkpoint 300, also known as Rachel's Tomb and Bethlehem Road. For safety and respect, we couldn't take any videos, but inside the checkpoint, our passports were checked. When we were there, the feeling was surprisingly normal. All the nervousness we felt earlier, turns out it wasn't necessary after all. In the current situation, I'm not sure if people crossing the border now would feel the same way. This is the only picture we had the courage to take in the checkpoint area. Finally, we've made it to Palestine. Credit to Ate Liesel for recommending Mr. Mohammed, a teacher and part-time driver we hired for transport. It was a last-minute arrangement.
But the buildings are...
Considering everything, it turned out to be a better choice for us than going with a group tour company. The first site we visited was the Church of the Nativity, located in Bethlehem, West Bank, Palestine. The entrance is a small, low door called the Door of Humility, which requires visitors to bend down to enter, symbolizing humility. Established in 4th century, originally commissioned by Emperor Constantine. Believed to be the birthplace of Jesus Christ. Recognized in 2012 as a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its religious and cultural importance. The church has 3 main altars. The main altar, or iconostasis, is in the main basilica, past the Door of Humility. There had been a miscommunication between Ate Liesel and her colleague. We hadn't booked a tour with him, but he had been waiting at the church to give us one. We learned during our visit that many Palestinians work as tour guides or take extra jobs due to limited opportunities and the need to support their families.
Go inside now, but we will go around Nativity Church, we go to the military grotto, and maybe we'll come back to the grotto, exactly where Jesus was from.
There were already people waiting at the entrance to the grotto. Access to the grotto itself may be limited or delayed during liturgical services conducted by the Catholic, Greek Orthodox, or Armenian churches. Since the grotto is a small and sacred space, long queues are common, especially in the mornings. On Sunday mornings, the grotto is closed to the public due to scheduled religious services. The grotto is the oldest site continuously used as a place of worship in Christianity, and the basilica is the oldest major church in the Holy Land. Since 2012, the Church of the Nativity is a World Heritage Site and was the first to be listed by UNESCO under Palestine. The church is owned by 3 church authorities: the Greek Orthodox, most of the building and furnishings, the Catholic, and the Armenian Apostolic, each of them with lesser properties. The Coptic Orthodox and Syriac Orthodox are holding minor rites of worship at the Armenian Church in the north. The rights and responsibilities of each Christian group at key holy sites, like the Church of the Nativity and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, are governed by the status quo, a formal agreement established by the Ottoman Empire in 1852 that is still observed today. Inside the church, 44 columns stand, each adorned with faded yet intricate paintings of saints, biblical figures, and the Virgin Mary, offering a glimpse into its rich Christian history. Inside the Church of the Nativity, a glass panel reveals part of the original 6th century, Mosaic floor uncovered during recent restorations in the early
This
2010s.
is the original.
The original floor. This is the original floor. Original mosaics. And all this mosaic in the wall.
These Byzantine patterns offer a glimpse into the church's ancient design.
The church is looking like a cross. Because Christianity is making the church more vigorous and it's looking like a cross, and he celebrated the churches. So you can see now 3 churches in the Nativity church. And have mosaics dating to the Crusader times. And in the right, also the mosaics. And the 7th angel is looking carefully where Jesus was born. He's looking to the grotto.
Along the upper walls of the Church of the Nativity are fragments of 12th century mosaics from the Crusader era. 7 angel appears to gaze toward the Grotto of the Nativity, symbolically guiding to the place where Jesus was born. These mosaics blend Byzantine and Western styles, with some still shimmering with mother of pearl.
Yeah. If you have any questions.
Visiting the Church of the Nativity is a meaningful experience, with its historical and biblical significance leaving a lasting impression on pilgrims. To manage the crowd and maintain a respectful flow around the believed birthplace of Jesus, pilgrims enter the grotto from the right side of the altar where we were earlier and exit on the left where we are now. We're taking a brief look for now as the liturgical service is still in progress, which will take around 30 minutes. This small cave, believed to be the birthplace of Jesus, is the most important feature of the church. A 14-point silver star embedded in the marble floor bears the Latin inscription, Hic de Virgin Maria Jesus Christus natus est, here Jesus Christ was born to the Virgin Mary. Just steps from the silver star is the manger marked by an altar, symbolizing where Mary laid baby Jesus. Though the exact original manger isn't preserved, it's a powerful reminder of his humble beginning and God's closeness to the ordinary. Shortly, we'll see up close the humble beginnings of the Messiah.
And for the star, it shows here. The star? When Jesus born?
Yes. Going in front of the. We will see that.
Next to the Church of the Nativity is the Church of St. Catherine, run by the Franciscans. Brighter and more modern than the ancient basilica, it hosts the Christmas Eve midnight mass. From here, you can access underground caves, including the one where St. Jerome lived as he translated the Bible into Latin, known as the Vulgate. Other caves include the Cave of St. Paula and St. Eustochium, the Cave of the Innocents, and the Chapel of St. Joseph. We are now at the restored medieval cloister and courtyard of the Church of St. Catherine, located adjacent to the northern part of the Basilica of the Nativity.
Catherine Church, as I told you, Nativity Catherine Church is built by Franciscan in 1000.
A statue of St. Jerome stands here, honoring his time in Bethlehem around 384 AD and his Latin translation of the Bible.
We're going now, but we will come back after half hour or 20 minutes. Jerome is coming from Italy. He translated the Bible book from Arabic language to Latin language. Okay? He's an important person for Christian faith.
At the entrance of the Church of St. Catherine, there's a statue of St. George on horseback, depicted slaying a dragon, a symbol of his legendary triumph over evil. St. George, a 3rd century martyr and soldier. He died for refusing to renounce Christianity and is honored as the patron saint of England and beyond. After visiting St. Catherine's Church, we took a stroll back to the facade of the Basilica of the Nativity. While we were exploring the church, Mr. Mohammed, the contact we arranged to drive us around Palestine, picked up at Tay Lizel at the checkpoint, and she'd be joining us for the rest of the day. The facade of the Church of the Nativity may appear simple, but it holds centuries of history. After the Ottoman conquest of Palestine in 1516, the church fell into a long period of neglect. The nave was abandoned and misused. The once grand main entrance was walled up and reduced to a much smaller opening during the Ottoman period intended to prevent invaders on horseback from entering. This small entrance is now famously known as the Door of Humility, as all visitors must bow to pass through. Above the doorway are traces of Byzantine and Crusader arches, showing how the church has evolved through centuries of conflict, decay, and restoration. From the facade of the Church of the Nativity, we took a short walk to the Milk Grotto. It's situated near the Manger Square area, to the east of the Nativity Church. The Milk Grotto is a small but significant site believed to be where, according to tradition, the Holy Family sought refuge during their flight into Egypt. The grotto is carved from soft white limestone believed to have turned this color when a drop of Mary's milk fell to the ground as she nursed the infant Jesus.
Believe that will be safe for body and will be safe about the cancer or any problems in the body.
Dito ka.
This is exactly place where Mary is.
The interior is modest, with an altar at the far end dedicated to the Virgin Mary.
Give milk for her. So you can sit here for 1 minute. I give you 3 times if you have some prayer or something. Okay?
We return to the Church of the Nativity for the main highlight of the church.
Kasi yung damit mo, salita. Kasi yung damit mo, parang...
We've already visited other key sites, so we decided to wait until the liturgical service is finished to enter the grotto. One group of tourists preferred to enter as a whole before others. Some members of their group blocked the entrance to prevent those who weren't part of their group from moving forward. It was a bit disheartening considering the significance of this location for all of us. We were all there to experience its history and spiritual value. Yet some people were not considerate of the shared purpose of being there. Perhaps that's just human nature. Oftentimes we put ourselves first.
Excuse me, ladies, go. Everybody
As one of the tourists behind us pointed out, everyone will eventually get in, so there's no need to block the entrance. Probably it was challenging for us to be patient.
Yeah, but look at them.
We're all here for the same reason, so let's be patient.
It's okay. He will not stop the train. 2 people, he will not stop the train.
You can go first.
Go, here, go 2 by 2.
It's impossible.
Down, 2 line. 2 line. Johnny.
Eventually, we did get to enter.
2 line, wait, sorry.
The altar of the Nativity, located directly above the silver star inside the grotto.
No picture, please. Hello, Italy, no group picture. Please.
Finally, the 14-point silver star marking the traditional spot believed to be the exact birthplace of Jesus Christ.
Picture ka.
Kayong dalawa na, magsabay na kayo ng lalaki. Magsabay na kayo ng lalaki.
The current star with the Latin inscription, "Here Jesus Christ was born to the Virgin Mary," was installed in 1853.
Finish, please. Thank
The
you.
original
Just a second.
14-point star was placed here in 1717, but in 1847, it was mysteriously stolen, sparking tension among Christian groups. It's best to focus on the essence and significance of this place. The chapel of the manger is about 10 feet away and bounded by a marble canopy that dates to the 12th century. To accommodate everyone, only a brief encounter was allowed by those in charge.
Yun yung trabaho.
Though sure, it's a moment that will forever be etched in our memories, a humbling experience.
This way. Come down, please. Come down, please.
Who's finished this way, the exit?
Please, who finished, go up, please.
A reminder of Jesus' lowly entry into the world and God's closeness to the poor and ordinary, which the world so desperately needs. Outside the church, the guide charged 100 shekels.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit bell button with Paul Tonet for more videos.